What's going on, everyone? This is Brandon, and this is my channel, Comics Are Fun, where I show you my latest comics that I've picked up and spec ideas. If you like the comics that I show, please leave a like. If you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe. And if you think that I can improve on something, please leave a comment, or if you have any ideas on things that I could do in the future, please leave a comment. Be much appreciated. I went to a couple comic stores this weekend. That was my part of my Valentine gift for my wife, as we were able to go out of town and I was able to go to a few comic stores. One I had been at before, and I actually picked up quite a few books that day, and I hadn't been able to go through all the books that were there, so I was excited to go back. And then I found out while I was there that they had a sister store that I'd never been to. So I got to go back to that. The sister store turned out to be a bust. They must have just started up in the last few months, and they really absolutely had nothing but new stuff. And I like digging through the old stuff myself. But then I was able to go back to the store. I'd found some good stuff before and was able to pick up a few things. So let's start off with the first one that I picked up. I know it's not an old comic like I said I like, but it is a copy of an old comic. It's House of Secrets Facsimile Edition, which is the first appearance of Swamp Thing with the wonderful Bernie Wrightson cover. I don't have this book. I didn't have the facsimile. I don't know how I missed it, so I picked it up. Next on my list of things that I picked up, Magnificent Marvel #1. I think this is her just most recent series. I know that she's coming to the MCU, so anytime that I see a #1 of her or a key of her, I go ahead and grab it. So I did. Next up after that, following along with the Miss Marvel theme, is Rising Alpha Marvel Rising Alpha #1. And this is actually a first appearance of someone called Emulator. I don't read Miss Marvel. I really just pick up her books for spec, hoping that someday she'll show up. So when I get the chance, I pick them up. Next on my list of things, Spider-Girls #1. This is a Spider-Geddon tie-in, and it features May Parker, Anya Corazon, and Annie Parker. But the reason I picked it up is because it's a Yasmin Pucci cover. I like her artwork, and this one's right on par with that, and also falling in the theme of girl superheroes that are hot right now, so I grabbed it. Next two covers that I picked up, or next two comics that I picked up, are the same, just different covers. I know nothing about this series. I try to grab Image #1 comics when I get the chance, and when I noticed that the book on the right here is a Peach Momoko cover, it was hard to pass up for $1 a piece. Not sure if it'll go anywhere. Don't even know if it's a good story. I'm going to read it tonight and maybe pick up the rest of it if I can find them on the cheap. But I do like that Peach Momoko cover. This cover right here is actually, that was the one that got my attention to start with. And it's by an artist named David Tintino. And it looked familiar, so I had to look him up. And he did some covers for Marvel Action Spider-Man that had some Venom covers on it. So that's why I noticed, I could tell that I had seen his artwork before. I think he's going to be good in the future. Next up, I picked up two of this book, West Coast Avengers #7. This is the Gwenpool book. It's actually the first appearance of Jeff the Landshark, head of Gwenpool. I have a feeling that Gwenpool's going to show up. I know a lot of people don't like her. They think she's a little crazy. I like her. I don't know what other people think, but I like her. So it was a key for $1 a piece. I picked them up. Next up is Transformers Generation 2, number 8. If you follow my channel, you'll find out that I do love the Transformers. And I just recently started collecting this series. I've got almost the entire run of the first series. I'm missing a few there in the 70s. But I do have most of the keys. I've got a 9.6 number 1 that I'll probably show on here one day as my favorite book, or one of my favorite books. Next up is Thundercats 0. Picked this up because Thundercats, I've been on the lookout for a number 1 of the original series, and I saw this and I noticed that it's a J. Scott Campbell cover at the top, so I thought, well, can't be a bad spec if it's a Campbell cover and Thundercats are getting hung, which seems to be all the 80 cartoons are getting hung. So if you see any of those out in the wild, go ahead and grab them. Speaking of 80s cartoons, grab this for $1 as well. G.I. Joe 149 newsstand edition. I already have it, but it wasn't a newsstand, so I grabbed it. So now I've got both of them. That's more 80s cartoon spec right there. You know, there's already been movies of it, but there's a movie coming. This stuff's just going to get hotter and hotter because people like me love it. Last up, it's not in the 80s, but it's the 90s. Rocko's Modern Life number 1, newsstand edition. I got it for $1 as well. I think it sells for like 10 on eBay, but I think they made millions of these, so it shouldn't be too hard to pick up. Alright, now I'm going to show you, I normally show you one of my favorite comics of my collection, but since it was just Valentine's Day, I'm going to show you my actual gift that my wife got me for Christmas, because it's in the same lineup as comics. It's got a lot of comic people in it. It's Marvel United. We picked this up at Walmart for 30 bucks. It's got a special exclusive Hero Venom. But the cool thing about this is this was actually a Kickstarter to start with, and I do wish that I had known about it, because I would have definitely got involved with the Kickstarter if I had known it was a thing. But basically it's a team effort game, and since I've got kids, I'm going to get my kids and my wife together and we're going to play this, and basically you team up to fight one of the villains in the game, and you can see there you got Ultron, you got Red Skull, and you got Taskmaster as the villains. But it comes with all these little bitty figure guys here, and I've actually seen online people have painted these, so I'm actually thinking about doing that myself and making them look awesome. But with the Kickstarter, they had like 9 different bad guys and a whole ton of other heroes that you could get. They had an Infinity Gauntlet set where they actually had the Infinity Gauntlet with the stones, and they haven't even came out yet. I think I read on the internet that they're not even going to be available until next year sometime. But I think it'd be worth the wait myself. But they're crazy priced on eBay, so I'll probably never have any of that until maybe I'll find one at a flea market or something like that, you know. But yeah, that was the gift my wife got me for Valentine's Day, other than our trip, and I truly loved it. But that's all I've got today, guys. If you like the video, please hit the like. If you want to see more, please subscribe. Any questions or any tips, I would appreciate it. Just leave me a comment, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks a lot.